So something very easy that you can use, I will go here to basic prompting, and here it is the basic prompting with an OpenAI model. We just need the OpenAI key. So let's see, we have chat input here that we will get the input, and here we can set a prompt template with dynamic variables. So for example, answer the user as you were a mighty pirate. Check and save. So this is the template and this is the input, and these are integrated into the model. So I will delete this OpenAI model because I do not want to use the API keys from OpenAI. I will go here to models and I will use Google Generative AI. Then I will open another tab and I will write Gemini API key. Go here, get a Gemini API key. In Google AI Studio, for free, you can create an API key. I have already created, and you will get for free the API key. Copy, go back, paste it there. I will choose another model, whatever you might think, Gemini 2.0 Flash, whatever you might think. And finally take the final output from the LLM and put it here in the chat output. Connected the message to the input and the prompt message to the system message. So I will click the playground and I will write it. Hello, I would like to know more about LLMs. And here is the answer. Ahoy there, Matei. So you'll be wanting to learn about these LLMs, huh? I've heard whispers, etc, etc. So this is great. This is how you can very easily utilize a very simple flow where we set the template, we used our LLM and the final chat output. So this is it. We will create a very simple RAG model. So click new and here we are. Very good. We will make slight modifications in order to use our AI model, our RAG, very easily. So here we have a file. Okay, this is good. You can delete the file and instead of a file, use a directory. So I will delete this and I will go here to the data and use a directory and set the input documents there as data. So here I will set again CLLM PDFs. I have here this file with this data about CMX, an educational massive multiplayer online role-playing game, etc, etc. So I will set here the file. The option is PDF. I want only PDFs to be scanned. You can also select multiple files, but I will delete this. I will not use OpenAI. I prefer Google, which is free. So Google Embeddings, here I am. I will copy and paste the same API key as before. So I will paste it here. And I will connect it with the embeddings model. And finally, I will also delete this. I'm sorry, I will delete it. And I will use ChromaDB, which is local and free. So ChromaDB is here. It is great. I will select the embeddings. Here it is. And I will use the chunks as the ingest data. So this is the Langflow, and I will need a persist directory. So in C, I created ChromaDB2, create a new folder, whatever you might want, and the files will be created when you load the data. So I will run the component very easily in just 44 milliseconds. I created a vector database. Now let's go to the retrieval flow. Here we are. I do not want again the OpenAI embeddings, so I will delete this and I will go back here and select it here in 3 dots and duplicate, go back here and use this embeddings model. But also I do not have an Astra database, so I will also delete this. And I will duplicate the ChromaDB. Here it is. So I have the search query and I have the embeddings model. This is it, ChromaDB. And all the others are the same. I will just delete OpenAI. And I will set Google Generative AI. So the input will be there and the final here. Again, set the API key. I want the API key, copy it exactly like before and paste it, and you can use whatever you want. This is the Pro Experimental Learn LM from Google. It is great. Okay, here is the context. Remember the context. Give the context above, answer the question as best as possible. So we have the context, we have the question. I haven't connected the output of the database to the persist data, and here I want the message to be the context, to be connected with the context. Now it is okay, have a question, so I have to connect the input to the question. So now it is ready. Now it is ready to be used. I will click the playground and I will ask what is the document about. The document describes CMX. So we see an educational MMORPG designed to teach secondary school students fundamental programming concepts through gameplay. It outlines the core elements of the game, including its 2 opposing factions, hackers and crackers, the use of programming tasks for progression, and the provision of an in-game guidance through Sensei characters. Okay, this is great. Tell me more about the scenario of the game. Okay, the game pits 2 teams, the hackers and the crackers. This is great, absolutely. So this is it. I believe it is very simple. We can use Google Generative AI because the API key is absolutely free. And we can load all the PDFs inside a folder. Then we split it text. Then we used Google Generative Embedding Model and we loaded the data into ChromaDB. And finally, we have Google Generative AI again to use all these things and create our own agent by utilizing RAG. Finally, this is an API. So after creating the whole flow, we can use this API in order to generate text, which is really great.